Welcome back, guys. So did a couple of changes in the game. For instance, we lost Victor for now, but we actually had to meet up with him at an inn. But if you'll notice here, let's take a look at his weapon. I managed to upgrade Ryle's weapon to level 4 and actually put on the Thunder Rune piece that we found earlier. I managed to upgrade Gremio's axe to level 2 and Cleo's axe to level 2. Now, something that you should know is that every time you level up a fighter's weapon or whatever, it gets more expensive throughout the levels, and you'll have to be spending more and more money to the point where you'll probably go bankrupt if you don't watch it. But again, later on in the game, I'll show you a good way to earn some real money really fast, and you won't have to worry ever again about insufficient funds. So let's keep going, and let's go ahead and progress the story. So we have to actually, I believe we actually had to stay here. That is 70 bits. Let's go ahead and stay. Ah, so okay, he recognizes us because of our friend Victor that helped us. Alright, cool. And now we're living the life of fugitives. That's right. I mean, at least he helped us get this far. It's true. And when all else fails, go to Daddy for help. Yeah, the feeling of betrayal from Pawn. Uh-oh, looks like something's happening. Things are getting broken. It's probably the Imperial arm, yep. Recognize those green suits from anywhere. Looks like they're just still looking for us. And we're basically trapped in the room. See, all this stuff happening behind the hero's back without his dad knowing a single thing that's going on. Well... what should we do? Well, as usual, I would always say, let's fight. Yeah, that's right. There's way too many of them. Probably more outside, too. And you can see they're surrounding the innkeeper. That's pretty bad. But luckily, a secret, an unknown person behind that clock, grandfather clock, is actually speaking to us. And we actually find it to be a secret entrance underground. And her name is actually Odessa, which is actually the leader of the, I believe it's called the Torn Republic, which is the main rebels against the Imperial army. But we got no choice but to trust her. Thank God. Let's get the hell out of here. So she turns out to be Victor's comrade. Seems like he held up his promise quite well in the end, providing us some safety. Now this is where it gets really interesting. You actually meet some more members of this new republic, and some interesting new fighters as well. It was exciting. Odessa. Apparently Cleo knows who Odessa is. There it is, the rebel army. The Liberation Army. Never mind. Sorry about that. Not the Torn Republic. You'll know exactly who the Torn Republic is later on. So Odessa Silverberg, leader of the Liberation Army. This is Flick. Now, I always loved having Flick in my group because he actually is a main lightning user, or he uses the Thunder Rune or whatever. Fugitive to boot. Don't you think he'll be an asset to the Great Liberation Army? So now they're basically asking me to join, which I basically have no choice until my daddy comes home. I probably should have waited to use the Thunder Rune piece for Flick, so that way he can have the Thunder on his weapon, but that's okay. I mean, we can make some interesting changes. So instead of Victor actually saving us, he actually was planning to make us members of the Liberation Army. Maybe we should become true rebels. Well, we won't know what Master Tio thinks until he actually finally gets here. So I think we can go ahead and just leave and it'll trigger something else, I believe. Oh, crap. Who's this guy? I totally forgot about this. So it seems like a wounded Liberation soldier. Mount Sifu Bandits. We were only attacked by those rotten imperials. Now things are kind of making sense. I believe they probably they made us capture Varkas and Sindonia so that way they can leave the bandit hideout completely defenseless without their leaders and did a main attack for that place. And now it seems like he's asking for help. Execution without trial. So as you can see, the Imperial Army, it's actually pulling off some pretty harsh, shady stuff behind our backs. Especially Master Tio. Makes you wonder what's been going on, who's been pulling the strings. It's actually our fault. And then we go ahead and explain them the entire thing. Alright, so this is where we bring along some extra manpower. Alright, let's see if Flick joins us. No? Damn it, that's right. Humphrey's actually one of my favorite characters in the game. Due to sheer strength and his just badass looking physique and everything. You just want him to you just want to have him in every single group. But anyways, so now that we have Victor in the entourage, we're gonna have to go and figure out a plan to save Varkas and Sindonia of the Bandits of Sifu. It's a mouthful. But before we actually start heading on, we're gonna go ahead and upgrade some of Victor's weapons. Now, I always like my front lines to be extremely powerful. So we're gonna go ahead and, wow, look at that, it's already a level 3, so let's go ahead and just bump it up an extra level. And let's actually bump up Gremio just some more. Let's go ahead and bring it up to 4. You know what? Why not? Let's just bring them all up to 4, why not? I mean, it's not really recommended at the moment because... Or it's not recommended because, you know, it's a lot of money, but for now we can afford all of them being quite strong at the moment. Let's see if Victor seems like he needs some armor, but that's exactly what I meant. Like, that money right there, I could have probably used it for some armor. Let's go ahead and put them together. Perfect. Alright, let's go. So first things first, we gotta go to Rockland. Oh crap. Okay, so now that we've... Well, these guys were always weak to begin with, but since we've upgraded... Oh shit, I totally forgot about the antitoxin. Definitely something... That poison is extremely malignant. It really is a pain in the ass dealing with that thing. Alright, let's just keep going. So Rockline should be towards the right a little bit. I remember because of... Oh boy, a new enemy, Crow. Let's see how these guys... Ooh, yikes. Oh, okay. 2 critical hits in a row. I think that's a KO right there. So let's just keep going. There we go. Now we gotta go ahead and figure this thing out. Okay. And there they are. We need to rescue them, so... Gotta figure out a plan to get them out of there without us being compromised. But leave it to Victor coming up with the most messed up plans as usual. Check this out. He actually set the mansion on fire. Just like that. He comes out walking like a boss. Must be the dry weather. Of course it is. Anyways, before we actually head in, we're going to cut it here, and then we're going to continue on to the next part of saving the 2 bandits. So thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.